What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all tuned in to another episode of DDM TV with your big homie Dice, you know, the reformed convict. Anyway, we back on this Daryl Brooks shit right here, and it's crazy. This one is crazy, and it's going to be a short one because, well, it's just a short clip, but I just wanted to point out how Mr. Daryl Brooks is totally not understanding what they're saying in this situation as far as facing your accuser, which is his right by Sixth Amendment, you know what I mean? So he does have a right to face his accuser, but there's a catch to that. Let's get into it.
Mr. Brooks, I'm reviewing this for completeness, and you have simply put on here, State of Wisconsin plaintiff. That's an entity. You have to name a person, sir. The date. The date we would fill in.
Look, just to start off, they're even telling, she even told him what to do, even though she's not supposed to give him legal advice, but you know, she was giving him all type of legal advice anyway, you know what I mean? Whether she knows it or not, whether anybody else knows it or not, she was giving him legal advice all through the trial, but she's not really supposed to.
The state, and they can let me know their position on that.
Any legal basis why that would not be accepted, Your Honor?
You have to have a person named, sir, so that
look,
they
she
can
told him
testify.
Again.
You only have an entity named.
Is it not true that under the Sixth Amendment I have the right to face my accuser?
You definitely have the right to face your accuser.
Mr. Brooks, let me hear from the state.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree with the court's assessment. The
She's like,
subpoena does not state a person. The subpoena form specifically indicates that the person requesting the subpoena is to indicate the witness's name and address. Mr. Brooks has simply written the word State of Wisconsin plaintiff for the witness name.
Look, so he's trying to subpoena the witness. He's trying to subpoena his accuser, which is the state of Wisconsin, right? He's trying to subpoena the accuser so that he could face his accuser totally, and he's so smart in his own mind, and he doesn't pay attention, nor does he listen. They're telling you what to do, and you still didn't do it. Because the state of Wisconsin, as far as the accuser, would be the district attorney. Any one of those people that's sitting at that table right there, he could have called as a witness, and that could have been the accuser he's facing, because the state of Wisconsin is them right there. That's the accuser. And they were smart enough to do that and not necessarily have a victim or anything, you know what I'm saying, file the complaint, because it was pretty much over their head. I mean, they already had the police, all that on them, and booked in and all that before anybody can get a chance to basically become a plaintiff. Now everybody's a witness. So the state was already the plaintiff before anybody could get a chance to. So all he literally had to do was name one of them, call one of them to the stand. The state of Wisconsin, but he's totally missing that. He didn't call not one of them, not Witchow, not Opera, nobody. And they're telling him, you have to name a person. All he had to do was, you know what I'm saying, subpoena Sue Opera. And he argues, he says all the time he will not argue facts, but you're arguing facts, and they're literally giving it to you. They're literally telling you what to do. Peep game.
The state of Wisconsin is an entity. It's not a person.
What's up? Salute to everybody.
The state of Wisconsin cannot testify at these proceedings, so the subpoena should be rejected, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Look, while she was saying that, while she was saying that, she almost
every
laughed.
Document that was filed in this matter stated that the state of Wisconsin was the plaintiff, which would lead me to believe that the state of Wisconsin is who's bringing the claim against my client.
The district
How could
attorney,
they not
the
be
state
subpoenaed
prosecutor,
to testify if they're the plaintiff?
the state's attorney.
And under the Sixth Amendment, I have the right to face my accuser. My accuser in this matter is the plaintiff, which is the state of Wisconsin.
Now, mind you, he did all this arguing through the trial talking about it can't be, the plaintiff cannot be an entity. He even knows that the state of Wisconsin is an entity. The detective answered that, the judge answered that, so did the state's attorney answer that. But they're not going to tell him, well, in order to do this, you know what I'm saying, your plaintiff is Sue Opper, you know what I mean, Attorney Witchow, you know what I mean? Then they don't have to tell him that. But he's so smart in his head, he couldn't figure that out. So the whole time he's arguing the fact that the state is an entity and an entity cannot bring a claim. Yeah, we know that. But the people that's part of the state brought the claim against you, and you're not naming them. Not through this whole trial did he call not one of the state's attorneys up to the stand as a witness to face his accuser, which he's actually facing his accuser by basically going up against them. But no, you want to face them, question them, you should have called one of them to the stand. But you have to do that, you know what I'm saying? You have to call a person. You have to call one of them. You can't write out the documents as, you know what I mean, a subpoena to the state of Wisconsin. Oh, well, shit, then everybody in Wisconsin needs to come in.
Attorney Opper also brought up that it didn't have an address on there. None of my subpoenas had addresses, as we went on the record, and that was stated that a lot of the paperwork that I have don't have a lot of the people's addresses on there, and those subpoenas were accepted. So I don't see the difference with this subpoena not being accepted for the reasons that Attorney Opper just stated.
You know, I got to put the law and crime thing up there so that they get their props.
Mr. Brooks, in relation to that subpoena, based upon my review for completeness, this court would note you have not named a person, you've named an entity.
Good morning, dog mom. Salute to your husband.
And the subpoena will be kept on file as part of the court record, but I'm not going to require the state of Wisconsin to testify in this case because they are an entity and you have not named a person.
Are they not, or are they not the plaintiff, Your Honor?
They are the plaintiff in this case, sir.
And why are they not able to testify, being that they...
Sir, you've named an entity, not
Listen.
a person. People are called to the witness stand.
Look, she almost slipped it up. She said, you have not named, and then she changed it up and said, the state of Wisconsin is an entity and not a person. But she almost told him, like, you need to say a name. You know what I mean? Like, which name, which person that's part of the state do you want to call? But she's trying to be real, you know what I'm saying, like, real careful with what she's saying, because she don't want to tell him that you need to call one of them individually by name.
To testify, you have had an opportunity to cross-examine every single
Roll.
person who has been called by the state
504.
to testify in this trial. I believe that your Sixth Amendment rights have been complied with.
Not if I'm not allowed to face my accuser, Your Honor. My accuser in this matter would be the state of Wisconsin. And with all due
Sir, I
respect,
believe your Sixth Amendment rights in that regard have been complied with.
I'm requesting a written judicial finding of fact and conclusion of law on this issue for the grounds that I just stated. It was seen, based on the Sixth Amendment, that I'm not being awarded the chance to face my accuser, which I should be awarded that.
If you do it correctly. So, you know, call Attorney Sue Opper to the stand and face your accuser. That's why some people that always, you know, you ever notice the people that always got something to say, they can't listen for shit, always think they know everything, but you go through the court proceedings saying you're simply just trying to gain understanding. How can you understand if you don't allow yourself to understand what's going on? And I mean, I'm sure you're not stupid. I would say that you're delaying the proceedings, but at the same time, we are talking about Daryl Brooks. So this is the one time in the case where he really looked stumped, like he couldn't grasp a hold of what they were saying.
Based on the Sixth Amendment, if I'm not able to face my accuser, then how can the claim even stand? How can a claim be brought against my client if I'm not able to face the accuser?
So this case is a criminal case in a court of competent jurisdiction in the state of Wisconsin, Waukesha County. This case was initiated initially by the filing of a criminal complaint. Then there was a preliminary hearing where probable cause was found. After that point, there was an information that was filed. And at some point, an amended complaint, perhaps even a second amended complaint, was filed as well, putting you on notice of the charges and the factual basis for those charges, along with the statutes that are alleged to have been violated. I'm not going to explain any further why you can't call the state of Wisconsin in the way that you've subpoenaed them or attempted to subpoena them for the reasons I've already stated. I understand where you might...
But who is them? This nigga's trying to... This nigga he's trying to file a subpoena to what they identify as them, instead of filing a subpoena to call up one of the attorneys on the stand as a witness. You get what I'm saying? So he's totally not getting that, and they're not telling him. They're giving him hints of what it is. Like, this is his argument. Remember, he argued that an entity cannot bring a claim. The state of Wisconsin have people in it. They're just a collective that's a part of the state. That's why they keep telling you the state of Wisconsin filed the claim. If they go off and tell you, oh, Sue Opera filed the claim, that's not necessarily true. The state filed the claim, all of them, the whole conglomerate of the state. That particular business. You get what I'm saying? But in order to subpoena said entity, you know what I mean? Well, not the entity. To subpoena a person from there, you have to subpoena them by name, or else there's nobody for you to call up on the stand. But that doesn't mean the court proceedings doesn't go on. That's why you should have kept a lawyer, dumbass.
Disagree with the court's ruling.
A lawyer would have called one of the state's attorneys up to the stand.
But my ruling stands, and I'm not requiring the plaintiff in this case to serve that subpoena in any way for the defects I've already noted.
May I state for the record?
And I'm also not going to issue a written decision on that. The record speaks for itself.
May I state for the record, Your Honor, that I have not even seen a complaint in this matter. And the jurisdiction still has yet to be proven, which is another thing that needs to be challenged. There has not been proven that there's subject matter jurisdiction as of yet. There's no verified proof of it. There's no verified proof of even a claim, especially if I'm not allowed to face my accuser. And I don't understand how you can make that judicial decision, Your Honor, when it's clear discrepancies in the paperwork of this matter. Like I said, I have yet to see jurisdiction be proven. It has not been proven. I have yet to see a complaint. I have not seen that.
The court has provided you with, I believe it was the second amended criminal complaint, along with the information that was provided to you previously and noted on the record. I've already addressed your motion to dismiss previously. I'm not going to revisit that. There's no legal basis requiring me to do that, sir. The plaintiff in this matter has presented witnesses to establish venue. And again, as I've noted previously, it's a criminal case with criminal charges, with a second amended criminal complaint detailing the factual basis upon which these charges are based. We're a notice pleading state. And along with the information, you've been made aware of all of the charges and the penalties you face and the factual basis upon which the state has brought these charges. We are in the middle of trial. Your objections are noted. we will continue today with the jury trial.
For the record, may I respectfully move for interlocutory declaratory appeal on this matter, Your Honor?
Your request is noted for the record. I'm not an appellate court, sir.
For the record, may I move to stay these proceedings until this instant matter is adjudicated by a court of competent jurisdiction?
Your request is denied.
Based on what law or fact, Your Honor?
I've previously addressed the issue, sir,
So
based
you're
on
making-
law of the case.
Are you making a judicial determination that I'm not awarded my Sixth Amendment right to face my accuser?
I'm not making any such determination.
She hasn't taken your Sixth Amendment right away. You're taking it away by not naming a person, you idiot. Like y'all ever heard the terms somebody so smart they stupid? I mean, if that was a person, you looking at him right there, Mr. Daryl Brooks Jr. And probably the first one was Daryl Brooks Sr. along with Don, his mother.
All right.
What law or fact?
I'm going to turn to the district attorney's office. Do you have a witness available?
Yes, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, our jurors here. All right, the jurors will be brought out, sir.
Your Honor,
What's up,
with all
Sarah?
due respect for the record, you're avoiding my questions.
This is a short video, but I don't want it to be too short, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna upload. Well, it's already uploaded, but I'm gonna put another video up after this video goes off of Daryl Brooks being upset with the judge's rulings. So I'll give y'all a little bit of time on the stream. You feel me?
Mr. Brooks, I've addressed the issues that need to be addressed this morning. I've also addressed the same issues probably every day we've been in court. I know you may be dissatisfied with the response that I'm providing to you, but my responses stand.
It's not a
What up, Tree?
satisfaction, Your Honor. It's a lack of understanding, which I don't have. I
Trey,
don't
if
even
you up,
understand
I'ma hit you up
true
after the
nature and
stream,
cause
bro.
of the charges. And
Mr.
without,
Brooks, you've been made aware of them multiple times.
I do not understand
I
them, is what I'm saying.
encourage you once again, if you don't understand anything, to seek the advice of an attorney. I cannot
Boom,
give
just
you
like
legal
that.
advice.
Seek the advice of an attorney, and the attorney would have told you, well, you can't call the state to, you know what I mean? You can't call the state up there to face your accuser, or to testify, or to be a witness. You have to call a person that's a part of the state, i.e., Attorney Opper. Why didn't you call her to the stand? You could have faced her, your accuser. You tried to face your accuser basically during your closing arguments and during your long little speech when you was over there talking about, you know what I mean? I don't respect how you did your job, Attorney Opper, and I never will. That nigga said, and I never will. Like that nigga did it like it was on a movie. Like he got his close up right there, turned his face and everything, even smirked at her and shit, and was like, I don't respect how you did your job, and I never will.
I'm not asking for that, Your Honor. I'm merely asking
You're welcome,
why
Christy.
are my constitutional rights being prejudiced? It states under the Sixth Amendment that I have the
Sir,
right.
I've already addressed this. Okay. We're not going to have any further argument on this topic. All right. Your Sixth Amendment rights are being honored no differently than any other defendant that has appeared in my court.
Have
He is
any other
confused.
defendant not been awarded the opportunity to face their accuser?
You are facing your accuser, sir. Every single witness who's been on this stand, you have
Is your
cross-examined.
accuser?
None of those witnesses are making a claim. None of those witnesses are the plaintiff. None of those.
They literally are making a claim. To X out all that like hundreds of claims that they got to go through. Everybody's making a claim through the state, and the state is heading the charge. That is the attorney for the victims, the state, the district attorney, Attorney Sue Opper. You are literally facing your accuser. But if you're talking about facing, you know what I mean, when you try to subpoena the state, because he's looking at everybody as just witnesses, he's getting that mixed up. If you want to actually face your accuser, basically the direct state of Wisconsin, how he wrote it on there on the subpoena, you know what I'm saying, the state of Wisconsin, who are you calling then? You have to call one of the attorneys up if that's what you want to do. Other than that, you are literally facing your accusers every time you cross-examine the state's attorney's witnesses. Literally. The defendant.
Those witnesses are identified as the injured party. An injured party has to make the claim, Your Honor. A living.
So it's my opinion that your belief as it relates to that is mistaken. It's not a lawful argument, and it's frivolous. I've directed your attention once again to the Beneby
And look,
decision.
check it out. Even if nobody of the injured party filed the claim, you still committed a crime. So therefore, the state of Wisconsin is still the plaintiff. It's still the person that's accusing you of a crime. Fucking idiot. This isn't a civil court. He even said, is this military power or is this a common law court? It's a common law court, idiot. They're not taking your Sixth Amendment right away. You just don't know what you're doing. That's why you should not have defended yourself. That's why they always say, you know what I'm saying, a person that defends itself has a fool for a lawyer. Fool. Direct fool, too, because you are a non-believer anyway. Not to say I believe more than you are, or I believe or I don't believe, but you a fool because you tried to use the Bible, which wasn't a Bible that you had of your own, that you had your mama bring you or anything like that. It's a state-appointed Bible, so you wasn't into it to begin with. Just like he said, he's been a devout Christian all his life, but then he states in the court session that, you know, he decided to give his life to God when this incident happened. I don't even think he know what he was saying when he said it, but he said it.
Is that not a federal case, a United States?
You're asking me for legal advice. I'm not going to provide that to you.
Wait, what's slow mode? It's on slow mode? I don't have no slow mode on. I'm just doing it like I regularly do it.
I'm just asking what kind of case it was. Was it federal Supreme Court
It's
case?
a Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals case. We're in the Seventh Circuit, sir.
But you just stated that you're not a court of appeals. So, but you're citing a court of appeals
No, but Court
case.
of Appeals case law applies to this court, sir. I'm bound by legal precedent from the various courts
Sarah.
that are above me.
And you're still not explaining how I'm not able to face my accuser, which is my Sixth Amendment constitutional right.
Sir, I'm not going to explain the law to you. I've made my decision. It stands.
I'm not arguing that part of it, Your Honor. I'm just merely stating for the record.
Yeah, I heard the door. Okay, thank you.
I'm merely stating for the record that I should be awarded my Sixth Amendment right to face my accuser.
Your objection is noted, sir, once again. We'll continue this morning. Thank you.
None of the witnesses that testify are the accuser. None of the witnesses that testify are the injured party, which a claim has to be made by a living, breathing human being.
Sir, I think you're confusing civil law with criminal law. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm confusing.
Look, didn't I just say that? You're confusing civil law with criminal law.
I'm not.
Now, in civil law, then okay, you got somebody right there, the plaintiff, that's accusing you. When you're in criminal law, the district attorney is the one that any plaintiff go through to convict you. A regular person, in civil law, they can't convict you of a crime. They're not even the ones who take it through the grand jury or nothing. That's the state. But you're still not calling a person from the state.
Confusing any law. The Constitution says that I have the right to face my accuser.
Good morning, Sharon.
And under the Sixth Amendment, I'm not being awarded that constitutional right. I think that definitely needs to be on record, and that definitely is the issue that needs to be raised.
Okay, my bad, Sarah. I get what you're saying. You know, I always wondered what that was, but I never messed with it, so maybe it just comes on automatically. I'll try to turn it off right now.
In that regard, you can raise that issue on appeal if you are convicted.
May I put Your Honor on notice that I intend to appeal that decision?
Your statement's noted for the record.
Thank you for that, Sarah.
Is that a judicial determination I will not be able to face my accuser, Your Honor?
Hopefully it's all right now.
Such determination, sir.
Will you be making a judicial determination?
Hey, I ain't even gonna
Sir,
lie. I'll be wondering. I'll be like, man, why do the messages be coming through so slow?
Not made any kind of determination that your Sixth Amendment rights have been violated. On the contrary, I believe this court has honored those rights.
Even with me not being able to face my accuser, which is the state of
Your
Wisconsin, the
position
plaintiff.
is noted, sir.
Is
It's
that a
noted for the
judicial?
record. I've already addressed it.
Is that a judicial determination?
Sir, the record speaks for itself.
Is that a judicial determination?
All right, I believe the jurors are coming out. All rise, please.
Are you going to answer that, Your Honor, or is
No.
that a tacit agreement?
It's a
I'm not going to answer
tacit
it. I've
agreement.
answered it multiple times.
Is it a tacit agreement?
Anyway, this is that was the end of that
Mr.
video.
Brooks, I'm
but
reviewing
let me
this
fix it
for
real quick because I'm gonna put another
completeness.
video on.
And you
That was me that turned off slow mode. So it did work. Hey, I never messed with that, but I'm glad you said something. So yeah, so now we all the way live. You know what I mean? That way everybody's stuff can come through right. My bad. I had no idea it was doing that to you guys, but I thank you for that because now I know. Shit. You know what I mean? Let's see. Where's the video at? Daryl Brooks. I said the jury should have learned. All right. Let me get it real quick. I see everybody getting up, going to work. You see what I'm saying? Monday morning, everybody getting ready to go. That's what's up. I hope all you guys have a very good day. And I can't find this video, Daryl Brooks. Damn, where's the video at? Yeah, I can't find this damn video. Where is it at? Hold on, I know how to find it. I got it. Don't even trip. Let me see. Brooks trial. There we go.
record to reflect that the individual known to this court as Daryl Brooks is present in person in custody.
Yeah, I don't know why
Hearing-
YouTube turned that on by itself because I never messed with slow mode or nothing. I've always seen it sitting there, but I never even paid it no mind. You know what I mean? But YouTube, I don't know why they do that. They probably do it so I guess I can read them or something, but I can read them just fine.
Today in street clothes, he has a dress shirt and a tie on. He's also wearing a mask.
And I don't consent to being called that name.
I'll be doing that talk to text as well.
As this paperwork I accept for value and return for value, as it does not state the correct name. It states the name of my client, the straw man. I am not this name in all capital letters.
Well, wouldn't the straw man be an entity too? You know what I mean? If that ain't your name, well, I guess the person being prosecuted is I guess it's an entity, right?
Not identified by that name, nor do I know that individual.
Your objection is noted. It's baseless in law and fact, and that is simply a caption on a pleading
That
on
is not my
the
name.
final jury instructions.
That is not my name, for the record.
All right, the
Oh
record
wow,
should
that's
reflect.
man. You be
Mr.
careful,
Brooks, I'm
Sarah.
talking. The record should reflect that at 3:23 p.m. yesterday, all of the verdict forms were printed off and provided to Mr. Brooks. I also
Man, motherfucker
provided
talking about taking
him
somebody's
with
life.
an excerpt from the bench book on closing arguments. I left a copy on the state's table as well, and a second copy on the defense table today as well, so that I thought that would be helpful information as we are about that time in the proceeding for the parties to give their closing arguments. Of course, prior to that, the court will be reading through the final jury instructions. The parties were also given the updated version following the jury instruction conference yesterday as well. The total number of pages for that is 107. The court will be reading from the first 73 pages this morning. I do anticipate having
Still
to
be
take
careful.
1 or 2 breaks before I complete all of that. My plan is to do that and then take the lunch break. And then when we come back from lunch,
Just remember,
to
like
have
they
the
say,
break.
don't take the law into your own hands. You take his ass to court. But for somebody telling you, your neighbor or whatever, telling you they're gonna unalive you and your child and stuff, that's not good work right there. I hope you either reported it or something. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know some of us from certain walks of life, we don't believe in doing that, but when your child is involved, you got to take care of that.
These provide they're not opening, they're closing arguments. And then following the closing arguments, the court has the final jury instructions, which go through the closing instruction, instructions 460, 484, and all of the verdicts, and then the instruction to the jury 515 about their verdicts needing to be unanimous, and then selection of a presiding juror. The very last page, 107, actually is not read until the close of the case and only following
Glad you made it to
receipt
work
of
safe,
verdicts
dog
or
mom.
some other type of disposition that would result in the conclusion of the case. It's the instruction after the verdict is received. So
I be forgetting for some of y'all, you guys are like in the future and shit, and I'm in the past, being that I'm back here. I'm not necessarily on West Coast time right now, but Phoenix doesn't go through daylight savings time. We're either on Mountain Time or we're on West Coast time. Right now we're on the Mountain Time, so we're an hour ahead of California, which is probably like 1:56 in the morning in California, 2:56 here. So anybody back east or whatever, you guys are like 2 hours ahead. So I'm forgetting that you guys are going to work and stuff. It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
page 107
I'm feeling like I'm streaming late night. Y'all feeling like I'm streaming early in the morning.
is not something that will be read today. As indicated yesterday, I will be selecting the alternates by random selection. We'll use the tumbler and select 3 numbers out of that, but that will be done after all of the instructions are read and the parties have an opportunity to give their closing arguments.
Man, if I was where you were, I'd definitely come out there and
documents that you just alluded to.
I'm not gonna say what I would do, but
I have not seen them.
I'd definitely come out there and assist you with that person.
Mr. Brooks, if you haven't seen them, that is by your choice. They were provided to you. I know on multiple occasions yesterday you threw items into the garbage can. The court retrieved the final jury instructions. I personally didn't. I had someone do it, had them placed on the table this morning, and any other items you threw in the garbage.
So is that the paperwork that I had to stay here for over an hour?
NYC, what's up?
Sir, I'm not going to discuss any further what we did during the jury instruction conference. The jury's going to be brought
Jury
out a
instruction
little bit
conference?
later.
There's a conference. We talking about the proceedings from yesterday, or after you had told us we recessed
Mr.
for it?
Brooks?
Well, you're the defendant. It's not like they were supposed to say, "Hey, put this on your calendar. We're having a jury instruction conference." Nigga, you're locked up. You're in jail. That has nothing to do with you. Even though I know what he's trying to basically insinuate, that's where he gets to talking about everybody was being coached and everybody was coerced and stuff like that because things are going on without him being there. But nigga, you're the defendant. You committed a crime. That ain't something even the grand jury, when they bring your case in front of grand jury, you don't necessarily have to show up, and 9 times out of 10, if you're locked up, they're not going to spend the money to take you to it.
After you called recess for the night yesterday, that's what I'm referring to. I was put in the holding cell for over an hour because they said it was some paperwork that needed to be.
That is correct, sir. You were kept there in order for my clerk, who had to finalize 76 verdicts, 2 each, 1 not guilty, 1 guilty, and provide those to the parties. That's why you were kept there, so those could be handed to you. My understanding is they were. I would need a bailiff to confirm for me whether he took those back to his cell or if they were put on his desk because he left them in the holding cell.
Sarah.
Left them in what holding cell? In here?
I have to look through his paperwork to see.
The
if they're
holding
here.
cell you were in, idiot.
What holding cell are you referring to, Your Honor?
Behind the door.
I didn't leave anything in that holding cell. I was just trying to figure out why I was in there so long.
Are those the verdicts?
Yeah.
All right, he has those. Thank you.
Is this the paperwork that was just put on my? It was paperwork on the desk when I came in. That was on top of my folders.
Mr. Brooks, I know that you were given the opportunity to take them to your cell because that is what I was advised. Whether you did that or not, I don't know.
I'm not
They
sure
are
if they're
also
charging
under
for that because, I mean, you'd have to have that. Like, I don't know if you have cameras around your house or anything like that. You gotta catch him. You gotta catch him, record something or something like that. Because other than that, most likely it'll be hearsay. They'll make a report of it. But I mean, I've seen stranger things happen. I mean, I was falsely convicted just by hearsay by somebody I didn't even know, just because her boyfriend and I had the same vehicle. So I ended up getting pulled over and arrested for something he did to her. You know, our vehicles had the same factory paint, and they were Cadillacs with the white factory paint with the maroon phantom tops on it. I had a 4-door, he had a 2-door. We both had rims on it and stuff like that that pretty much matched, just one was bigger than the other. But they rekindled their relationship or whatever while I was in jail trying to get out. And this woman showed up to court and pointed me out like I was that person, like I was her boyfriend. I didn't even know the lady. So that was the case I had to fight to get out of jail. That took me 10 years.
Ask now.
I accept for value, return for value, any documents.
So they can't get you on hearsay, so.
We did discuss all of the jury instructions and the verdicts yesterday.
So what was discussed when I was in the cell for over
There
an
was
hour?
no discussion, sir. The court was in recess. Madam Clerk was simply finalizing the paperwork based upon the discussion that was held on the record in open court yesterday.
I was told that I had to stay there per you.
Yes, so that we could provide them to you and you would have an opportunity to take them back to your cell
But
should you wish
can
to
they have
review
been
them.
delivered to the jail?
All right, I don't believe there's any other preliminary issues we
There are.
need to address other than an advisement I will have for Mr. Brooks, but let me turn to the parties and ask if there's anything preliminary to this phase of the trial, which is the jury instructions, the verdicts, and closing arguments from the state.
He doesn't understand, like, no, they're not going to take you back to your cell. They're not going to take you back to the jail or whatever, if they're still, because basically, if there's still paperwork during that day of proceedings that they got to give to him, the proceedings are still active at the time. Once he leaves, that's the close of the day. That's the close of the proceedings. So they're going to keep you in there until they get you the proper paperwork and all that in the holding cell in the court, and make sure you get everything you need before you leave. Nobody's going to get up and go take it to the jail for you. Like, this nigga be acting like somebody got to cater to him. You know what I mean? He's a trip, because if you're acting as your lawyer, they can't necessarily let you sit around the courthouse and stuff like that to receive paperwork and stuff. And you are acting as your own attorney, so you sit your little dumbass in the holding cell and wait for us to get the paperwork together. See, what he don't understand is he's also an inmate. And one thing about inmates, there's this little thing we used to say. It's called the hurry up and wait. So hurry your dumbass up and sit in that holding cell and wait. Like, what you gonna go do with the other cell? Be around your
Anything else
blanket?
from you, sir?
Yes, there is. Yesterday, I stressed to the court numerous times about me not understanding the proceedings, and essentially how decisions were being made on my behalf without my understanding or giving consent.
The court made various rulings yesterday. I made findings and ultimately made some determinations. I stand behind the record that was made. I'm not going to explain it further.
So a lot of those decisions were made when I was not present in the courtroom. I was in the other courtroom, correct?
That is true, sir.
Is that correct?
The record will indicate when those were made and where you were.
I can't see the record though. How am I supposed to know what the record will reflect?
You know what? You right, Sharon. He want to hurry up and get back to that telephone.
The decisions were made yesterday. I'm not revisiting them today.
They need to be revisited, and it also needs to be talked about. Subject matter jurisdiction that has yet to be proven for the record.
You know what?
I'm still
I
trying
wonder
to
if I can pull this shit
understand,
up.
Your Honor, how you made a judicial determination on my behalf, which I did not give consent to, as you say, I forfeited my right to testify, which I never did. I never said I wanted to. I never said I didn't want to. But that decision was made for me. Also, the decision for the defense to rest its case was made for me, which I did not consent to, nor did I say I was ready to rest, or nor did I say I was ready to rest. I'm trying to understand how all these decisions are being made without my consent, without me waiving any rights. I'm not understanding how, because none of my answers were unresponsive. I just didn't answer the way that Your Honor wanted me to answer. But I stressed yesterday, if I don't understand something, how am I supposed to answer a question that I don't understand fundamentally?
Well, I didn't understand that. How you say nothing went unanswered? You just didn't answer the way the judge wanted you to answer, but then you just said, I can't answer what I don't understand. Like, this nigga, he one of the ones that just like to hear himself talk. You know what I mean?
It's not me saying yes or no, and it's not me saying, okay, I want to waive this or that right. And I'm not trying to make an argument with you in any way.
That's all you do is make argument.
How these decisions are made. If I'm letting the court know and I'm putting the court on notice, hey, I don't understand this or I don't understand that.
I ain't messing with you right now, Harsh Times.
Any other things? Otherwise, I'm prepared to address each one of those.
Yeah. There was a mention of if there is a conviction in this matter, there is a mention of sentencing, which I'm assuming there'll be some type of people may want to speak. I know if there is a conviction on my half, people would definitely want to address the court.
Which nobody addressed the court, except for Don. And I mean, don't even get me started on Don addressing anything. With her speeches and poems from who did she make a poem from? Who did she get the poem from? Damn, what's her name? Angela Mayu. Was that the poem she read? I think so.
Affairs that need to be put in order, obviously on my side.
Putting all that, you know what I mean? Oh shit, the cat's outside fighting. Next door neighbor's cats be out there. There's a black cat around here be tearing all these cats up outside like almost every night. But the mom, Dawn, she went on this whole tirade about mental illness and stuff like it was everybody else's fault for his mental illness and that they're not recognizing his mental illness. No, you're the mother and didn't recognize his mental illness. Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, Maya Angelou. That's right. Hey, y'all gotta excuse me. I'm sipping a little bit, you know what I mean, or whatever. So you guys got it right. Maya Angelou. She read that poem or whatever, but then she got into it about the whole mental illness that Daryl Brooks suffers from. And I'm sorry, he's not on the spectrum or nothing like that. Only mental illness this fool have is maybe multiple personality disorder, which most people suffer from. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got multiple personality disorder. When I'm at work, I'm a whole nother person because I gotta be. When I'm outside and I'm moving around with my family and stuff, I'm a whole different person. I'm a protective person because I gotta be. When I come back in the house, I'm a whole different person because I'm a father in here. You know what I mean? I'm relaxed. My shoes is kicked off. So I mean, if you wanna put it in that instance, then we all suffer from multiple personality disorder. Don't you guys got to go to work and be professional when you come home? Like you got to speak professional and all that at work. You come home, it's cussing, and you know what I mean? You sit back, do your thing, drink your drink, get drunk, act a fool. You go to the club, you get ready, you get all pretty and handsome and stuff like that. You go out to the club, you're a whole nother person there too. So that as far as a mental illness is not good enough, because that mental illness is not stopping him from making the right choices in life. It's not stopping. That's not an excuse to run over people. That's not an excuse to beat up women. That's not an excuse to shoot at your nephew. That's not an excuse to not be a father. Because mental illness didn't take place in Don's mind when he's out here making your grandbabies, did it? Mental illness didn't take place when you got him living in a tent outside of your house, did it? Even though he shot at your grandson. He's mentally ill, right? Get him some help. No, the only help you gave him was gas money to get out to Waukesha to go meet up with Erica Patterson, which she shouldn't have met up with him. You know what I mean? And the same gas money you gave him is the same gas that ran over all these people.
If it pleases the court, if there is a conviction in this matter, I would like the sentencing to not be so quick. I'm asking, if it pleases the court, for the sentencing to be held off into a later time, not a day or two or a week, just so that affairs can be put in order properly, and so that the people that want to come
No, because after they convict your black ass, after they convict you, you'll be shipped out to a state prison 2 weeks after that. You'll be on the transport 2 weeks after that. See, some people get comfortable in the county jail. It's the same thing with Sarah Boone. I got the right mind to think Sarah Boone, like somebody has said, like she's stalling time because she know once that case gets to going and she gets found guilty, then it's off to prison. She's comfortable in the county jail. But see, people that haven't been to prison, they don't understand county jail is worse than prison. When you get to prison, everybody's already programming. Everybody's on their program doing their thing, already living. County jail's a whole different animal. County jails are usually gladiator tanks. That's where all the mischief happen. People that's coming in and out, causing problems, all the drugs, everything. That's where it happens, at the county jail. But see, this dude's scared. He's scared to go to the prison yard. You know what I mean? And I know I know everybody was on the fact that he switched prisons and he was moved for being defiant and all that. Like, yeah, he might have been being defiant and all that type of stuff. But let me let y'all know, when he was at what was it, the Dodge facility? That's a receiving facility. So when you go from the county jail and you get on transport and you head out to prison, you don't just head out straight from the county jail to a prison yard. You go from the county jail, because the same way you know how, if anybody's been to the county jail, you come into the holding tanks. You'll be in the holding tanks for as long as it takes you to be classified, whether it's a day all the way up to 2 to 3 weeks. You could be sitting in the holding cell in the reception area watching people come in, get fingerprinted and all that type of stuff, stuck in a cell with multiple people. Then after that, after you get classified to whatever housing unit you're going to. So then you do your court proceedings and your trial. Once you get convicted of the crime, then after that, transport to come get you a couple weeks after that. Then that same transport would take you to pretty much the same thing again, just the county jail has the receiving right there in the county jail. So you'll go to a prison receiving after that. Once you get to the prison receiving, you'll sit there for a few weeks, because now you have to be classified again. And after you get classified again in that receiving facility, then you'll find out where you're being shipped out to, which prison you're going to go to. But from the county jail, it's always straight to a receiving yard first. Then you get shipped off to prison. Like in the receiving yard, you're not going to get much, not much canteen. You're not going to buy no socks, boxers and all that, because once you leave there, you're not going to be allowed to take it with you. Just like you can't take most of your stuff from the county to the receiving yard, like your pictures and all that. You only be able to really take law work and underclothes. So from Dodge, Dodge was a receiving place. He was going to leave that facility anyway, and then head out to a maximum prison.
Will have the opportunity to address the court.
I think
If
that's a
that
fair
pleases-
request, sir.
If that pleases.
I think that's a fair
Daryl
request.
Brooks
I
wasn't
thought about
intentional
that
either.
some more overnight. That in the event there is a conviction that I would like to give the parties an
Sarah Boone is
opportunity to
dangerous.
do that. I have no idea how many people would want to speak. My inclination would be, again, and this is not set in stone, if there is a conviction on any of these counts, I may ask the parties to just come back in on Monday, October 31st with kind of a proposed plan of how many people do you think will speak on your behalf, how long do you think it will take, so that I can look at my calendar and then set aside the appropriate amount of time. I certainly don't want to rush anything, and I think that's a fair request that you're making.
Thank you.
It's a fair request he made, but I mean, who you got coming for you? And I'm pretty sure that nigga thought everybody was coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my family gonna come up here for me. Shit, the grandmother didn't come, nothing. Uncle didn't come. Shit, your daddy didn't come. Couldn't even find him. Erica damn sure wasn't coming. So who was coming? Shit, your mama didn't even make it up there. Wasn't she on video?
All right. So with all of that then, sir, subject matter jurisdiction, I decline to address that further. I stand by the written decision that I've made.
I wonder if
previously.
Don went to go visit him
As
yet.
far as the rulings made yesterday regarding your ability or inability to present further testimony and witnesses and to testify yourself, the court did make various rulings and findings that you had forfeited your right to do so by conduct. I'm not going to further explain the law or these prior rulings to you. I stand behind them, and I believe I made a very, very clear record. So to the extent that you are asking me to reconsider
Yeah,
any
he
of
thought
that,
they'd be there.
that's how I would interpret your statements here today. I decline to do so.
So, Your Honor, would that be, that's still not, I have no understanding to why I wasn't given the opportunity to place certain things into evidence. I have virtually nothing, zero evidence that I was able to place into evidence. Nothing.
What's
I
up,
disagree
Vicky?
with that,
Yeah,
sir.
that's what I didn't understand, dog
I-
mom. Like, what you're talking about is this military court or, you know what I mean, or a common law court. Like, sir, are you in the military? Are you a serviceman? Like, no, it ain't military court. Nigga, this is state court.
Is on your behalf.
See, that's what lets you know he's just reading the BS that was sent to him by his mom that's in that red folder for sovereign citizens and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They sent him a whole bunch of mumble jumble. His mom and whoever else he got working out there for. What's the girl's name that sent the pictures to his mom to send to him? And the way that nigga put them pictures up to show Erica, it was like a damn 11-year-old kid. Do you know who these people are? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bruh?
On various issues, including the honking of the horn, the window tinting. You cross-examine many of the state's witnesses about police barricades and the presence of police.
He cross-examined
so you
everyone.
did present evidence.
I'm speaking to the terms of everything that Your Honor asked me to do. You told me to put everything that I needed to present to the courts in writing. You made that ruling. You told me that's what I needed to do.
Yeah, Michelle.
I did that.
Mr. Brooks, you may
His
have
best
interpreted
friend
that.
or whatever.
I did not require you to do that. As far as evidence in the case, I very expressly told you there are rules of procedure and rules of evidence that govern exhibits, testimony, witnesses, etc. What I told you is that any requests that you have related to the case, if it's a motion, be put in writing. I specifically referenced the statute 80201 regarding how a motion is made and what it should contain, meaning it has a very express request for relief and states the law and the facts upon which the request is being made. Again, I'm not going to revisit the prior rulings. I stand behind them, And to the extent that the record does not have, meaning the record before the jury and the evidence does not have certain pieces of information, evidence, or testimony that you wanted to present, you forfeited that opportunity yesterday based upon your conduct.
How did I forfeit the opportunity?
Again, I'm not going to revisit that, sir. What I will tell you is this.
How did I forfeit
This
the
jury is
opportunity
here.
to be able to place into evidence?
Mr. Brooks, I'm not going to debate this further.
I'm not trying to debate. I'm trying to understand.
To respect the fact that I've made rulings.
Your Honor, that's you
It's
made
not
a
my
judicial
job to
determination.
explain them
You made
to
it.
you.
I'm not asking you to explain anything. You're misinterpreting what I'm trying to ask you and trying to tell you. You're misinterpreting it. With all due respect, Your Honor.
Stop saying with all due respect when you're being totally disrespectful.
When you tell me this is what you need to do, I'm going to take it by what you're telling me that I need to do. If I needed to make anything.
Yo, Vicky. Yo, hey. I was really hoping that Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, defended himself. If none of you guys have paid attention to the Nature Boy trial that's going on right now, y'all should check it out. You know, it's for the R charge or whatever. Not saying that it's true, not saying that it's not, but I'll just let you guys know this. If you guys go watch that trial, it's going to make you go back and watch all the social media antics this cult put online. And it's wild. But right now, he's on trial right now for being accused of the R charge and for revenge porn on the internet. Which, hey, Vicky, I had a chance to go over there to that Twitter. They took it down now, but I went to that Twitter where all the videos were, and man, that was some nasty shit. That was some nasty shit. It's crazy the things that you can put on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I'm going to touch that trial. If I do, it'll probably be afterward because everybody else is already doing it, like Nick at Night and all that. Salute to her. You know what I mean? The T, World News, and all them. They're all doing it. But I'm just watching it for now or whatever, which I should do it because I know a lot about him. I used to report on that cult for like the first 4 or 5 years that I started doing YouTube. That used to be what I do. You know what I'm saying? But that case is just getting started, and man, some of the testimony that happened on the stand, like they going in already. Like they even played the videos, and like I'm not even gonna say too much. Just y'all go check it out. Y'all could type in Nature Boy or type in Eligio Bishop trial, which Eligio is what is it? ELIGIO, and it's crazy because his name is Eligio Bishop, and if you put an R and an N in front of the R in front of Eligio and the N behind Eligio, it literally spells religion. And he was claiming to be God and all this type of stuff, man. It was crazy.
Request wise or anything that I needed to present to the court.
Oh, thanks, Sharon.
It has to be in writing. You told me to do that. I did it. You also brought up when I asked numerous times before when would I have a chance to present
look,
things
Vicky, he better take the stand. He better take the stand and try to defend himself against something. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly think the lawyer should have at least objected when they played that video, because I was like, damn.
The evidence, you told me we were not at the evidentiary phase of the trial yet. So I took that as saying, okay, well,
oh yeah.
at some point I will have the opportunity to place things in the evidence.
I'm definitely doing that Sarah Boone video, dog mom. Thank you for sending that to me.
So I'm not understanding how a decision can be made for me to actually forfeit being able to put things into the record that need to be placed into the record. All these things are things that, quite frankly, allow me to put on a defense. Things that need to be known, things that should be in the record, as far as filings, as far as ICFs that I was told to by you to address certain ICFs either to you or to the clerk of courts.
Get the hell out of here, Sarah.
And received copies for all of them except until last week.
Damn, he's
a
in
few
a
of them
cult.
that I didn't receive copies for, that I'm still wondering why I haven't received those copies when I received the copies of all the ones before that. But in terms of that, I did what Your Honor asked me to do. And these are things that were part of my defense that needed to be placed into the record. So where my confusion comes in is not being able to place those things into the record. Things
Mr. Brooks, I'm gonna
that
cut you off
clearly help
because
my defense.
I stand by my ruling. I'm not revisiting it. To the extent that you claim lack of understanding or your lack of consent, it's been made abundantly clear on this record your position on that. I'm not revisiting it. I'm further advising you that when this jury comes out, I expect that you will honor the decisions that were made, not agree, but you will honor them and not interrupt the court or these proceedings as I instruct the jury.
So how am I supposed to put these things in the record that need to be in the record?
Mr. Brooks, I'm
Well, if you stop doing your antics, throwing hissy fits, and just acting so disruptive, the same type of personality and attitude that basically forfeits certain rights under law, you would have been able to put this stuff in the record. But you thought you was going to come in here and bullshit around when things in a court case, matter of fact, things in court proceedings, period, have to be done in a timely fashion. And if they're not done, they are literally admissible. You literally can't use them if they're not done in a timely fashion. There's time limits on the way that you get to file paperwork and all that type of stuff. Like, you can't, that's why he wasn't able to present those pictures, because you didn't present the proper paperwork to add those into evidence, because not only do you get to see them, but also the district attorney has to see them. Everything has to, both parties have to see everything, just like they keep giving you stuff that the district attorney is putting on that they're going to put on the record and stuff like that, whether you receive it, whether you take it or not, or acknowledge it or not. That's how it goes. But see, you want to play the sovereign citizen role and don't know nothing about being a sovereign citizen. That's why you being a sovereign citizen and representing yourself was stupid as hell, because you don't understand. That's what you don't understand. You definitely understand the words that are coming out of everybody's mouth in the courtroom, whether you say you do or you don't. What you don't understand is your own defense. You know what I mean? You made yourself look stupid. You should have kept your lawyer. You might have got less time. But unfortunately, where you at, life for life, and you took 6 of them. So you got 6 life sentences. Then they sentence you for all the other egregious shit. You didn't even get that knocked down. Not only that, you didn't even get your shit ran concurrent. You got it ran consecutive. Like I said before, if you're reincarnated, if reincarnation exists, nigga, as soon as you born, they gonna cuff you. hey, Doc, after you smack that baby's ass, we're gonna need him. We're gonna take him into custody. System baby, 6 times over, and then 1,000 years.
well aware of the effect my ruling had, and I'm not going to debate it with you further.
I just want to know, how am I supposed to get these things on the record? How am I supposed to, because the filings that I gave, you actually filed and gave me the copies back. So are those in the record?
Mr. Brooks,
I'm
no longer going to talk about this.
I'm just seeking to understand.
Mr.
Oh,
Brooks,
Sarah,
I cannot
don't get me
explain-
started, Sarah. Don't get me started, because I'm going to end up doing some of that Nature Boy content for y'all, and then I'm going to need you to come up and talk about that.
Proceed.
Because, man, you got me interested in these comments.
Or evidence,
The filings that
or
I
the
filed.
rulings, or
I'm
the
asking
law
the question,
to
Your Honor.
you.
But that's
I'm merely
exactly how
asking
those
the
cults
question.
work.
The filings that I presented to Your Honor.
Any
Suge
filings
Avery,
with
what's
this
up,
court
sis?
are in the court record. That does not mean they're evidence, sir. And I told you
That's
that
not what I'm
previously.
asking. I'm asking, are the filings part of the record? The filings that were filed and timestamped, that were notarized, that I presented to the court, all the filings, the appearance bonds, the statement of particulars, the notice of special appearance,
Thanks,
the
dog,
court
man.
docket sheet, your oath of office, everything that I tried to present into the record. How am I not able to make them part of the record?
I'll just try to be all
So
I
they
can
were
be.
filed because you presented them to the court during the course of this case. Anything that was not offered as an exhibit and received during the evidentiary phase is not evidence in this trial.
That's what I
Exactly.
attempted to do, and you told me.
See, he's not understanding that the record and the evidence that you didn't, the things that you want to put in evidence and what you make on the record, those are two different things. Like she said, you don't have to put everything on the record because we're literally on the record. The stenographer is recording everything, writing everything. What you wanted to do was put things and make them available for evidence, which you don't do right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? You want to make it an exhibit, which both sides get to see the exhibit and what's going on there so that they can have a proper defense against it, just like they try to give you paperwork about what the DA is doing so that you can have a proper defense against them. But you don't get that. You think coming in the courtroom is just complaining about everything because he didn't have a defense at all. All this fool did the whole court case was complain about stuff and nag about things and disrupt. He never had a viable case, a viable defense. Not at all. All that paperwork that the lawyers got ready for you, you thought you was going to be able to let them just get all that shit together for you, then bow. You know what? I'm going to defend myself after they done all the hard work. But you don't even understand the work that you got in there. Because even when you question witnesses, all you do is go back reading what police reports say and all that type of stuff. You don't try to, you know what I'm saying, catch them up or try to find out if they're lying or telling the truth, or didn't you say this at this time and what did you mean by it? He didn't do none of that. Your whole defense was literally complaining and objecting and not consenting and acting a fool. Yo, man, wait till I get to the video where he over there with his shirt off and shit.
That I couldn't. You told me,
Mr. Brooks, I am bringing this jury
Your Honor,
out.
with
Listen
all
to
respect, you told me that we were not at the evidence. When I said I have exhibits as well, I have stuff that I want to put into the record. I even asked, I said,
Mr.
may I
Brooks,
give an offer into evidence?
I'm going to stop you
things.
once again. I'm not going to have this discussion and debate. The evidentiary phase of this trial is closed.
It
We
should
are
not
now
be, though,
at the
Your
jury.
Honor.
I understand your lack of consent. Your
So
objection
when would I
is
be able to
noted
put?
for the
When would
record.
I be able to put vital information into the record, which I haven't had the opportunity to do?
That opportunity has closed for you, sir.
So you saying basically you're prejudicing my defense by me not being able to present things into evidence, offer into evidence, filings and important paperwork and documents.
Mr. Brooks, and you
How am I
forfeited
not-
your
Exactly,
right to do that
Suge
by your
Avery.
conduct yesterday, and I stand behind that decision.
I asked-
I'm
I
going
asked
to do the
before
following,
yesterday,
sir.
Your Honor.
I am
I
going to
asked
do the
this
following.
before yesterday.
You have not honored my request to you that you cease debating me on prior rulings
I'm not trying
of
to
the
debate.
court.
I'm trying to understand why my due process is being violated.
Mr. Brooks, the record speaks for itself.
No, the record
I am
does
going
not.
to take
it
a
does not.
5-minute recess.
You violated your own due process by not filing paperwork and not putting things in evidence in a timely fashion. You can't come back afterward after we're already past that and think that they got to open everything back up for you and delay time to allow you a handicap in the situation. Like, this nigga's retarded. Like, I'm sorry. I understand everybody deserves their fair day in trial, right? Everybody gets a trial. Everybody get to fight their case or whatever. But I'm not even gonna lie, man. In some instances, some things should just be open and shut. Not even really necessarily a trial. Nigga, you're literally on video. God, I mean, who does that? Who rides down a parade and runs over people while leaning to the side in the car with your music playing, face all up in the window? And if you look at his face, I swear it's like he didn't even give a damn. And I know some people be like, well, why he didn't play the race card or anything like that? Because they was already trying to get him. Like, even in the interrogation, they asked him, do you have an issue with white people? like try to make it racially motivated. So he can't play that card at all. Even though if you look at his social media and stuff like that, he was very motivated by shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You see all these white folks at the parade, and you go and mow them down. You didn't care if there was kids or anything like that. And I'm not saying that it was racially motivated or nothing. I'm just going based off of what I've seen about your background, the type of shit that you say about the background. And like, I got some videos of him. I wasn't gonna do it, but I think I am gonna pull up the little videos and stuff that I received and stuff, like of his social media and all that type of stuff. I know Norman Nix played it in what's her name? What's her name? Now I'm a little faded. I forgot her name. J9. I know both of them played it, but I also have it as well. So I think I'm gonna put it together, and we gonna go over that. Look at his social medias and all his little videos and stuff. Man, yeah, I think that's gonna be a good one. But I'm probably gonna do the Sarah Boone video that Godmom sent me next. That I said Godmom, the dog mom sent me next. You know what I mean? And we also gotta get back into Fonnie Willis, because man, when I say that case has taken a turn, oh my God, that case has really taken a turn. Not only that, they done got the phone evidence, because you know, people still out here commit crimes and all that type of stuff while carrying their cell phone, because it's literally attached to your body part, so to speak. Nobody likes to go anywhere without their phone. But when people go out and commit crimes, it'd be best not to have a cell phone on you, because they can literally ping everywhere you went, how long you was there, and everything. That's why I tell people it doesn't matter what society is trying to do to us, if they're trying to do something to us. Just like people say, oh, 5G is going to do this, 5G is going to do that. Oh, we got to stay away from 5G. How? When you literally walked every device that's 5G accessible right into your own home. Flip the switch, it's already done. Not that I'm saying 5G do anything, but you know, when you got people with the conspiracies and all that type of stuff, and don't get me wrong, I love a good conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? I love a good conspiracy, but devices like cell phones and stuff, yeah, we have fun on them. We talk on them, we text on them, we do social media and all that type of stuff on them. But why do you think that they're accessible to everybody now? They can literally pinpoint where everyone in the world is. Because almost everyone, unless you're living in the Amazon somewhere, has a cell phone, has an internet connection, stuff like that. Like, shit, you go to the Amazon with people still wearing leaves and stuff. You know what I mean? They ain't got no clothes, but they got cell phones. Crazy, right?
Come back out.
They're literally giving the phones away. Obama phones, what do you think that's for?
Out. I'm advising you, there will be no multiple opportunities.
Facts,
where
Vicky.
I give you to conform your conduct to the rules of decorum
Well,
and courtesy.
then just hold me in contempt, then, Your Honor.
You are
hold me in
hereby
contempt, because
advised
I didn't even. I'm trying to
that
seek
if
to
you
understand.
start talking about subject matter jurisdiction or any of these other
It
issues,
needs to be addressed,
or
Your Honor.
in any way,
We're not talking
interrupt
about subject matter
Your comment
jurisdiction.
disappeared.
We're
The
talking
reading of the
about
jury
why.
instructions.
If a comment disappears, it's because I'm gonna have to turn that off too, and just allow all comments, because it will hold potentially. Like if the algorithm thinks that it's a potentially harmful comment, it will hold it until I release it, and I have to go on my YouTube studio and go to comments held for review and then release them and stuff like that. Like if you drop links right now, it'll send it straight to the held for review.
My due process
I
has
will
been violated.
excuse the jury, and you will be removed
Your
to
Honor,
the other courtroom.
We're talking about the 14th Amendment, Section
I am
1.
taking a 5-minute break. We are
Your
in
Honor,
recess.
I don't
When
agree
come
to a
back out, the
estoppel.
jury
I
will
don't
be
agree
coming
to a
as well.
estoppel.
I don't
Your
agree
Honor,
to an estoppel. Anyway, that's the end of that video, man. But I'm not even gonna lie. I've been over here focused on what Sarah's saying. Sarah said her your ex-husband or your child's father is in a cult. Like, man, so you're really gonna understand the stuff that's going on with the Nature Boy stuff. Yeah, we might have to get into some of that Nature Boy content. I'm just trying to let the trial get a little ways, because I don't have much footage on it, and they're being real touchy with putting out footage about that. Like, they don't want certain names named, and I'm not good at holding no names back. I'll be on here, Janae and Aaron and Eligio Bishop. Like, I'm just not, I'm not good with that. And Neek at Night, the judge hit Neek at Night up and asked her to either take the first video down or blur out the victims' names and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I have to. I'm gonna pay close attention to it, but I got to get some more footage, and I'll probably have to play with it or whatever, and have to learn how to watch my own mouth. Because even with my monetization, I should be watching my cuss words and all that, but I just can't help it. I just got to be me. You know, I don't suffer from multiple personality disorder. You know, the same way you get me on here is the same way I am in real life. You know, probably with a little bit more hood to it outside of the content creator little status, but I'm still the same person. I talk the same way and everything. So that one's gonna be hard, but we are still gonna touch down on it. But just give me a couple weeks to get a little bit more footage, because they kind of started the trial at the sort of like at the end of the week. So we literally got a taste of it, and then the weekend came. So I know everybody that's doing that Nature Boy content right now for that trial, you know, which is in Atlanta, which is crazy because it's like going up in Atlanta right now with everything. Because the same female that was on Donald Trump's head, that's now about to get herself on a criminal indictment just based off of her running her mouth, Fonnie Willis, is the same person that brought the RICO charge against Young Thug and the YSL crew. The rappers, for people that don't know who that is. So it's going up in Atlanta. Atlanta is crazy as hell right now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But everybody that's been doing the Nature Boy content, waiting for this trial, and let me let y'all know they've been waiting like maybe 2.5 years, because he's been in county jail that long. And the trial has taken this long, and the content creators that have been doing content on them for years have been waiting for this. So for it to go straight into the weekend after only a few days of the hearing, I know everybody been sitting over the weekend like, man, come on, because I mean it's Monday morning, so I know they waiting. And let me see what time it is. Okay, so give it about another 2-3 hours as far as East Coast time or Atlanta time, whatever. Give it about another 2-3 hours, and they'll be live with the court case. So it's gonna be a lot of content on that going around today, and I'm gonna try to get it to you guys, because I know some of you guys is like, yeah, I don't want to go to the new channels. I want to watch it right here and see. You know what I mean? Be here with DYSE. I appreciate all y'all. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate all y'all for that. And yeah, Sarah, no cell phones allowed in the courtroom. They about to stop broadcasting the courts, because the way us content creators do it, like some people, that's why I don't like to mess with open cases really, even though I'm gonna be on that Sarah Boone shit. And Sarah Boone, for some reason, didn't even get that many views. But we do the Daryl Brooks shit and everybody come. Like, I find Sarah Boone to be just as much on the level of Daryl Brooks as Daryl Brooks is on the level of Sarah Boone. Difference with them is Sarah Boone killed her man up close and personal. Hit it, like, I know nobody's catching what she's saying, but if you pay attention to her in the interrogation, and she talked about her son's baseball bat when they're going to check her fingernails or whatever, I came to the conclusion that she didn't clock this dude in the head. That's the blunt object she hit that dude in the head with, was her son Lucas's baseball bat. Probably knocked him unconscious, folded his ass up, put him in that suitcase. He woke up in that suitcase like, what the hell is going on? Hey, Sarah, let me out of here. I can't breathe. This broad said she went upstairs. They were drinking a little bit. She wasn't drunk, but then she blamed it on the drinking. She went upstairs and fell asleep. She waited for about 30 minutes for him to come up there or whatever, because she left it open enough for him to get out, which is bullshit. She kept him in there talking about, this is for all the things you did to me, choking me out, doing all that type of stuff. So right off top, you know, it was a domestic relationship, not on one part. She's not necessarily a victim. It was on both parts, because she's definitely a narcissistic Karen. You know what I mean? And I got a few people, you know what I mean, that's already came to me and told me that they live out there around where Sarah Boone, excuse me, where Sarah Boone committed that crime at. And the people that know who she is say she was definitely a Karen. I also got a video on Sarah Boone that I got from Dog Mom. Salute to Dog Mom. That's family right there. Sent me a video that I'm definitely going to show you guys, because she claimed that she ain't the one that be drunk, that he's the one that be drunk. Yet there's video of her being a belligerent drunk. People that live around her say she was always drunk, always on some bullshit. Not to mention I guess the dude that she went to go try to use the bathroom at, that she says inside of the, what's up, Gen X, that she states inside the interrogation. I guess it's a black dude or whatever that worked with one of the viewers. You know what I'm saying? And said that damn, what happened? Are we still up? Because I just lost all my little shit. But if you guys can still hear me, I guess they told her, hell no, you can't use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I guess my stream is messing up on YouTube or something. And I don't know if you guys can still even hear me. So, can you guys still hear me? Because I know my little thing straight went away right now. Shit, including my video, I think. Let me see. Let me see if I can get my, where's it at? Because I lost the comments on the screen. I don't even know what happened to it. Let me try to get it back up real quick. It would do that. I was going in too, man. I was going the fuck in. Yeah, we might have lost it. Oh, okay. Y'all can still hear me? Oh, I just can't see the comments. All right, well then I'm gonna just pull the comments up over here then. And say, forget the screen. Yeah, but yeah, that Sarah Boone shit is gonna be lit. I just wish more people would come and watch it. We definitely gonna get into that Nature Boy stuff, man. And we're a little over an hour or whatever. So I am gonna say salute to everybody. You know, I gotta get up, make a few phone calls, and take care of some business this morning or whatever. I do gotta function as a regular old American and you know, do my part in society to keep the world going around. You feel me? Let's see, old videos. Then that's not defying the order technically, I would think, but I don't know. The judge could still hold them in contempt and keep them in jail. Look, I'm all in y'all business when y'all talking. I don't know what's going on. Y'all talking in the chat. You sent one to post it was Solar and True. Yeah, I seen the one on Solar on Solar and True, and honestly, I'd have to say, as far as people understand, yo, True was a class act. You know what I mean? True held itself very well, was very articulate, all that. I would like to think that Solar was in there trying to promote himself, like he always do. Because when it come down to it with the Nature Boy situation, like, nigga, didn't you go have a baby with the same girl that he had a baby with in the cult? And also had a baby with the one that's putting the R charge on him? You know what I mean? Not only that, didn't you and Velvet try to start another carbonation? Like, what's gonna happen is a few of them dudes that's a part of this cult situation. I don't think it's about to just be the one guy, the Nature Boy guy. I think there's about to be charges on a few people that was a part of that cult. Because y'all don't just get away because y'all testifying against him, because a lot of y'all, you know what I mean? And I salute True for actually taking accountability for his part in things. I salute him for that. And I'm glad he's the only one that seemed like he was really in a trance and he really fought to get himself out of it, like mentally. You know what I'm saying? So, shut up, street. Talking about I just want a nap. Now I do want a nap, little 2-hour power nap. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I want to thank all you guys for coming through. As always, it's been a pleasure. And I really thank you guys all for your support, and those ones that sent cash apps after the last video. Hey, I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm not a broke dude. I do work and I do take care of myself. So any support that comes to the channel, trust and believe, is always going back into the channel for equipment and any and every other thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all, man. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed day today. Peace.